Next issue of discussion, where the ripple effect of the nationwide protests is still reverberating across Nigeria. And in states like Kaduna, Bauchi and Plateau, the state governments have declared curfew due to the massive looting of banks and several businesses. In response to the unrest, President Bola Tinubu met with heads of security agencies at the State House, Abuja, to improve security across the country. Well, let's share the story by TVC News' Femi Akonde with you.
Service chiefs and other heads of security agencies meet President Bola Tinubu inside the villa as their operatives are busy on the streets restoring peace in parts of the country where protests turned violent. President Bola Tinubu had appealed to protesters and the organizers to suspend any further protest and create room for dialogue. The president insists he has a duty to ensure public order in line with his constitutional oath to protect the lives and property of every citizen, and his government will not stand idly by and allow a few with a clear political agenda to tear the country apart. The organizers of the protest assured that the nationwide demonstrations will be peaceful, but instead it has been violent and has kept security agencies busy. The new trend of protesters waving foreign national flags got the attention of the army and security agencies. After meeting with the president, they declared that such acts will be treated as treason.
We're also aware that all of us have seen it, where some foreign flags have been flown within the sovereignty of Nigeria, and that is totally unacceptable. We are warning in clear terms, and the president has also said we should convey this, that we will not accept anybody, any individual flying any foreign flag in Nigeria. All security agencies are here to defend democracy and make sure that democracy continues to strive. For those of them flying flags, if you see a lot of them are kids being pushed to do that. We're following up with those ones that are sponsoring them, those that are pushing them, because the flags were also made. We identified those areas and we're going to take serious action against that.
In the coming days, with the threat level raised, violent protesters will face tough times as citizens have been reassured of the safety of lives and property. The service chiefs and other heads of security agencies have once again pledged their loyalty to the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces and their allegiance to Nigeria. But for now, their priority is to deal with subversive elements alleged to be inciting violent protests across the country. Femi Akonde, TVC News, Abuja.
Well, that's our correspondent giving us reports there from the president's meeting with the heads of security agencies. So, Tunde, when these meetings are being held, one is expected to see results, but the protests are still ongoing. How effective do you think these meetings have been?
Well, I think that there's one thing to make a declaration of intent and to lay out certain things, and there's another thing to follow it up. Why it will be so easy for the security operatives now to do it is that this is the second meeting within 1 week. The thing started is that the thing has now been localized to certain areas. Like the Southwest is relatively peaceful. Those who are protesting in Southwest, they didn't go to the street, because that is the danger there, is allowing people to go to the street like this one have done. And that is creating room for hoodlums to attack, to hijack, and give an opportunity for agents of destabilization to move in. I think the service chiefs, because they also have commitment to Nigeria. Every Nigerian has one family or the other somewhere. And I think that with the education and with more efforts put into place, more so when the thing is becoming localized, we have about 5 states where curfew has been declared. All other states are adjusting. So I think if efforts are concentrated in that area, because my own initial fear was that if the police cannot handle it, what is the size of our police in a nation of 37 states, when you have the police to quell riot in 37 states of Nigeria? And remember, the military said that they should not allow this thing to degenerate into violence and that they will be forced to move in. And I think they have gone to the commander-in-chief to ask him in what way should they move in. And I think they have moved. We have not seen soldiers on the street, but I think from tomorrow or probably today, soldiers will move to the street and people will know. Unfortunately, those people who are sponsoring those people, they are somewhere here. These boys they are innocent. Those who are donning that flag, they are innocent. They don't know what they are doing. But unfortunately, some people stay somewhere to do it. And I want to appeal to anybody who sincerely loves Nigeria. If you have seen what has happened before, you will know that to be a surveillance element is not in the best interest of this country. Do you know that after this thing, at the end of all things, already it has caused fuel scarcity? How and why? Because if they cannot lift fuel, tankers cannot lift fuel for 2 days, it will cause 1 week of shortage. If it extends to 1 week, it will cost 1 month. Secondly, there are some people whose source of living is about menial jobs. They cannot go out to work on a daily affair. Whose people who are selling tomato, pepper, that their own total capital is about 5,000 naira. If you prevent them from going out, they will spend the money eating and they will become poor again. So people should consider the total ramifications for this. Those people are sponsoring it because I believe that the leaf that is dancing on the surface of the water, the drama is beneath the water. They should consider the interest of Nigeria, which is paramount. And in view of a lot of things that government have done, I also want to appeal to the president that he should continue to do what he's doing, especially with giving palliatives. And the state governors and local governments too, they must begin to reach out to the local people, the people in their locality. You don't expect the president to bring rice to you.
But some will say palliatives is not. It doesn't.
And what we are saying is that at least for this particular moment, yes, it's not the best. I am of the opinion that we have no business with hunger. Especially look at the Southwest. We have farm settlement as far back as 1960. We have 20 farm settlements. Go back there now, maybe only 2 are surviving. All local governments in Nigeria, we have 774 local governments. Let each of them go into farming. If they go into farming, we have no business with shortage of. What we have is shortage of food. If there's shortage of food, there's no farming in Nigeria.
No,
because when there's farming, it means you plant something. The thing cannot grow.
Yeah.
But there's no farming. What we have is shortage of food caused by human factors.
Yeah, indeed. But we understand that some states that were also placed on curfew witnessed protests. Now, do you think there should be other strategies that can be employed now to address the demands of the protesters and perhaps maintain public order in this case?
No, I think all that was just a ricochet effect. For instance, I have family members who live in Jos. Jos, as of Sunday, was peaceful.
You had service.
They had service and everything. But because of the looting that took place in Kano, that was a trigger
to others.
That reminded others that, we can do something like this. So, and the governor was very wise, was wise enough to immediately impose curfew. However, that's why the curfew, but it was better he did that, because if he had not done that, the problem would have been more.
So what kind of strategies do you think you could have adopted?
See, the other thing is that the government must make sure that it connects with the people very well. And the government, when we talk about government, we are not only talking about federal government. In fact, it should be local governments. It is the responsibility, because all these boys who came out are from particular local governments. So it's not the president that will be responsible to ask them not to come out. It is the local government chairman of all those local governments that are responsible. The local government chairman and their workers must wake up. We used to have that system in the past. The local government chairman knows something like what we call ballet and the rest of them.
CDA.
They know all those people, and they do talk to them, and those ones can tell them that, look, this is the problem, the peculiar problem we are facing in our area, and this is how we think we can solve it. Then they all work together. So it is very important that we have all this done. Now, however, I want to
30 seconds.
Make a clarification.
Right.
As the program was going on, somebody just sent me a message saying that it was not the National Library that was looted, that it was the NCC. Yes, we know that the NCC was looted, but the National Library, I understand, is not too far from the place. So if the NCC was looted, and on another station, someone who lived in Kano came to confirm that the library was also looted. So what we are saying in essence is that the government must have a way to kill this, to make sure that this thing don't...
Nip it in the bud.
Exactly.
Right.
See, I think the president's brokers came a bit late. I think it should have been done
a lot easier. I mean, earlier than now.
Yes.
Well, that's where we have to wrap today's edition of Journalist Hangout. Let me thank my guests in the studio, Olayinka Oyegbile and Tunde Abaton. It's a pleasure having you both on the show. And that's it on today's program of Journalist Hangout. Join us again tomorrow for another episode of the program. You can also watch a repeat broadcast of it tonight at 11. Join us again on Sunday from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. We are also on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I am Esther Mapariola. Bye for now, and God bless Nigeria.